Stop saying sorry. Every time you apologize for something that isn't a mistake, you are training your brain to believe that your existence is an inconvenience. Think about how often you use that word in a single day. You say it when you walk into a room, when you ask a question, when you need a favor, or when you are simply running a few minutes behind schedule. But what if you could replace that guilt with something much more powerful? What if, instead of asking for forgiveness, you started expressing gratitude? There is a simple linguistic hack that has been circulating lately, and it is changing the way people interact with the world. It is the practice of swapping apologies for appreciation. Think about the last time you were running late to meet a friend. You burst through the door, breathless and flustered, and the first words out of your mouth were, "I am so sorry I am late." Think about how that makes you feel. You immediately position yourself as a failure, someone who has caused a problem, someone who has wasted another person's time. It creates an atmosphere of guilt and tension. Now try this instead. Walk in with a smile, make eye contact and say, "Thank you so much for waiting." Notice the shift? You are no longer the person who messed up, you are the person who is acknowledging the kindness and patience of your friend. You have reframed the entire interaction from a negative self-deprecating moment into a positive appreciative one. You are not apologizing for existing, you are thanking them for their support. This works in almost every area of life. Do you ever catch yourself saying, "Sorry for rambling," when you are excited about a topic you are passionate about? Stop doing that. Instead, try saying, "Thank you for listening." When you say sorry for rambling, you are telling the other person that what you have to say is a burden. When you thank them for listening, you are telling them that you value their attention and their time. It turns a moment of insecurity into a moment of connection. Consider the phrase, "sorry for the trouble." We use this whenever we ask for help, whether it is asking a colleague for a quick look at a spreadsheet, or asking a neighbor to hold the elevator. "Sorry for the trouble" suggests that your needs are an annoyance. But what happens if you say, "Thank you for your help"? You are acknowledging that the other person has the power to assist you, and you are validating their contribution. You are not a burden, you are a person interacting with another person in a community. Since people started adopting this habit, they have reported significant changes in their relationships and their self-esteem. When you stop apologizing for taking up space in the world, you start carrying yourself with a different kind of confidence. You stop seeing yourself as a nuisance. You begin to realize that your needs are valid, and the people who care about you are happy to accommodate them. It is a subtle shift in vocabulary, but it creates a massive shift in psychology. Of course, this does not mean you should never apologize again. If you make a genuine mistake, if you hurt someone's feelings, or if you cause real harm, you should absolutely own it. You should apologize sincerely, and take responsibility. But there is a massive difference between an apology for wrongdoing and an apology for existing. We have spent too long apologizing for things that are just part of being human. We have spent too long apologizing for things that are just part of being human. However, it is important to be realistic about how this lands with other people. While this trick is transformative, it is not a universal magic button. You have to be context sensitive. If you are 5 minutes late, saying "thank you for waiting" is charming and polite. But if you are 30 minutes late to a crucial meeting, that is not the time to flip the script. That is the time to be humble, to admit you were in the wrong, and to offer a real sincere apology. If you try to spin deep disrespect into a thank you, you might come across as entitled or oblivious. Culture also plays a massive role here. In some parts of the world, punctuality is a religion. In cultures where time is considered a sacred commodity, being late is not just a minor inconvenience, it is a sign of disrespect. In those environments, saying "thank you for waiting" might actually be perceived as even ruder than the lateness itself, because it sounds like you do not understand the gravity of the inconvenience you caused. You have to read the room. This technique is not about avoiding accountability, it is about removing the weight of unnecessary guilt. It is about moving from a mindset of, "I am a problem," to a mindset of, "I am grateful." It is about recognizing that your presence has value, and that the people around you are choosing to spend their time and energy on you. That is a beautiful thing to acknowledge. So, challenge yourself for the next 24 hours. Every time you feel the word "sorry" rising to your lips, pause. Ask yourself, am I actually wrong here, or am I just feeling guilty for taking up space? If you are not actually wrong, find a way to turn that apology into a thank you. Watch how people react. Watch how your own internal dialogue starts to shift. You might be surprised to find that when you stop apologizing for everything, you start feeling a lot more at home in your own life. After all, why should you apologize for being human? Why not start thanking people for being a part of your journey instead? It is a small change, but it really does change everything. What do you think? Is this something you could integrate into your daily life? Or do you think it might come off the wrong way in your culture? Let me know in the comments below.